Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Before we jump in the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. We currently have open slots available. One in this game. Get your foot in the door now, because this is probably going to be our last camp or story arc in this group. And then we get to start a brand new campaign. Yay! In addition to that, we have 3 slots available in the Tuesday early off-streamed game. If you're interested in that one, be sure to reach out. And if you're interested in any of them, reach out, let me know. Or you can go into our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Go ahead, Miriam. Tell us what happened last session.
Are we still called daddy's issues?
That's the overall. It's Beyond Boundaries is the story.
Beyond Boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're the daddy issue people.
Yeah.
Last time, Miriam finally went back to school to figure out what was going on with his school. After a very cathartic ripping into it to an incompetent teacher and possibly ending his whole career, the Riptides finally made their way to Corel. Nice little oasis in the middle of a desert. Biggest capital. Nice friend, the dragon lives here. Also has a secret police that they now have an escort for the entirety of their stay here, which was a little inconvenient when they had to go meet with an interdimensional smuggler. I think that's the cleanest way to describe him. But thanks to some shady connections, Tulsha, a deal has been brokered. I just need the captain to dot the T's and sign the I's. And I believe we ended with Miriam and Tulsha teleporting to do just that. I think those are the big points. Did I miss anything important? Other than Tyson Miguel punching a dent into Lily's armor. Lily, if you're talking, I cannot hear you.
No, sorry, my mom's telling me stuff in the background and Mike's maybe picking it up.
Oh, okay,
gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Well, I think one major point is, you're going to go dot the I's with the captain. And in doing so, Tulsha and Miriam have teleported to Rex Syndrome. And Adendu, Lily, and Thorindale are now in Marquette, with Adendu doing their own thing, Thorindale doing old person sleeping, I think, and Lily unsupervised.
Well, we were going to let Thorindale decide which group he goes with when we got back.
Oh, that's
so, are you interested in going to Rexingtrum or staying inside of Corel?
So who's going to Rexingtrum again?
Miriam and Tulsha.
All right. Now I'll stay on Corel.
Alrighty. So, the 3 of you wave as the 2 of them zoop disappear. You realize now you've never really seen people teleport away. You've always been a part of the teleporting. At least through the teleport spell, not a teleport. Or you guys did a teleportation circle, right?
Yeah, because that was the best way to get back.
Never mind. Ignore what I just said. And the 3 of you are just chilling there with Patla, I believe his name was? Pratep.
Corzette is also with them because we're going to see some black market people, and I do not want her involved.
So Cosette just looks at the 3 of you. He did not mention who's in charge of me in his absence, did he?
I guess you're just in charge of yourself then. As everyone should be.
She's a smart girl.
You're
she
right.
knows to stick with the Dendu.
I should make... She's smart. I did not ever say that she was wise.
To be fair, she does not know Adendu we have not explained to her that Adendu is not dead under my control.
Oh yeah, good point. Adendu, follow me. And she just starts walking.
Yeah, they will just follow along. Sure, why not?
Alrighty.
To be fair, Adendu, you are the best person to watch out for who's left.
hmm
Addenda, you are the most responsible out of everyone else over there.
Which says a lot.
You say that, but last time you left Adendu with Lily.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and Lily caused all the issues. Addenda was perfectly well behaved.
So, she's going to just wander around the city, attempt to barter and haggle for a few tomes and books that they have here. She seems very interested in learning about the culture within this location, their medicine practices in particular, any special roots or herbalizing things that they have within the city or within the desert that she should learn about, things like that. She's incredibly studious as she's out here, as this is supposed to be a working outing into the world. And Adendu, it is up to you. You will be noticing people are trying to pickpocket her.
By the way, did we have a long rest before this timing again?
Before teleporting?
No, we did not.
Yeah, because we teleported. Well, I was last session. We teleported just before I left.
Yes, it's the same day. It's just now it's the evening.
Yeah, so
in
you're
that day.
down your 7th.
Right.
So Adendu, what are you doing with that information?
Waiting for the mark of the moment that they attempt to pickpocket, then I will just cast a cantrip to harm them.
Which cantrip?
Toll of the Dead, just ringing the little bell.
So
Wait a minute.
randomly, a thief will reach towards the bag, and then their nose just starts bleeding, and they collapse on the ground, twitching and dying.
Wait a minute. Hold on. A thief. They still have Patet, a hand of Ord. A thief is that bold?
We're getting to Pratep, who's hanging out with Tolsha and Lily,
Oh,
and
no.
with
What do you mean there, no, Lily?
Thuranadil. Oh yeah, Lily and Thuranadil.
Right.
Because he believes those two. He knows Lily's reputation. She is the most chaotically dangerous one in the party.
What? Come on.
This is factually accurate.
Name the last time Lily maybe accidentally possibly caused harm to people or potential harm.
I point to Thurondil.
I point to this street urchin down the road.
So yes,
I point
she'll,
the bomb that she made.
she'll turn around, see the convulsing man on the ground dying, and just look at you, Adendu. Thank you. It just keeps walking.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you were
yeah,
gonna have her
Sharia
be like,
law.
"Oh no, he's having a seizure. Don't worry, I know medical stuff."
I'm gonna turn to Lily and just Lily, what exactly is it you're wanting to do right now here?
Well, given the fact that we're probably going to go into a dangerous area after this, or after we rest anyways, and may potentially die, I want to explore Marquette and enjoy the sights and sounds. Pratep, you know all the tourist traps, local, like if for someone who hasn't been here before, like where do we have to go?
Do you wish to have the tourist experience, or do you want to know the true beauties and gems of Ankurel?
I do like true beauties.
Then the first place that we shall go is the River District.
Do you have like a grand library or something here in town?
There is
Medical
a
tomes.
there is a chapter of the Cobalt Soul, but they work independently from all of us.
Cobalt Soul. me think. What is that again?
They are an organization of monks and wizards who make it their life's journey to gather all of the information and preserve it within their numerous chapters throughout the realm.
Well, that sounds like a noble endeavor. Maybe I'll go there for a visit then.
Very well. We will have to do these things together, so which one first? The River District or...
Do you have to follow both of us?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, in that case, so let's, Thorendel, I also like to learn, and I also want to see what these Kobold Soul people are about, since closest interaction I think I've seen is when I was helping Tulsha in the Empire that one time.
Right. Cobalt? Was it Cobalt or Kobold?
Cobalt, like the color. Azure,
right.
blue.
Right, yes, because I was thinking like a kobold, the soul of a kobold. It could, well, might be like a spell component for a few things I could think about.
That's kind of dark.
He'll pat you on the shoulder, and this is exactly why I have to follow you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right, well, no, just to be clear, I didn't mean it's like a spiritual soul, but the bottom of its feet. If that makes sense.
Is this going to be a deception check or a persuasion check?
Just a random comment check.
Thorendel,
I'll do a persuasion.
Okay. So you were thinking about their feet.
Yeah.
Random old person thoughts.
Lily pats Thorendel back. Thorendel, it doesn't make it any better.
No,
Well, I mean-
it actually does in this situation.
Yes, it does. I mean, if you use someone's like spiritual essence as part of a component for spellcasting, then that's typically considered quite dark, because you remove all the potential. But just removing the bottom of their feet, you could easily regrow that with a regeneration.
While
Or
Thorendel,
just a prosthesis.
I imagine while Thorndel's going on this rambling about the feet of a kobold, Lily's gonna kind of turn to Pretept. Oh, hey, Pretept, I hope this isn't too intrusive. I'm gonna be a little blunt about it. Are you single? It's not for me, but I let's just say I know someone close to me who's also single and maybe thinks you're hot.
It is customary that the Hand of Ord are individuals not tied down to any particular location or individuals, as our lives are constantly on the line in order to serve Onkurel and Jaman Saord.
Oh, so no long-term relationships.
That is correct.
What about short-term flings then?
Oh yeah, of course. I go to the whorehouse all the time.
Could you point me in that direction, by the way?
Absolutely.
Old person comment.
Need my soul rubbed.
And then Tulsha come back, and it's like, what happened to Thorandil? And there's a funeral going on. He died of a heart attack. All the blood rushed out.
When he was asked if he wanted to be bitten, he didn't know it was by a vampire.
There's many uses for a simulacrum. You could.
Oh no.
So, he will. Now that your path has been deviated again, he will take you guys over to one of the nicest houses that they have here. And in Ank'Harel, it is 100% legal, and they even have symbols of the church out front. This one is to, what's her name? The Everheart? Not the... Yeah, the...
Plant one.
The
No.
Everheart is not the Wild Mother, but
The Wandering one, right?
oh no, the Wandering.
Archheart?
Archheart, yes. There's the symbol of the Archheart outside of this establishment, symbolizing that their paladins and clerics keep it top-notch. And of course, he will hand over 1 coin and enjoy your stay there, all 3 of you. Lily, how dedicated are you to your
No, Lily's waiting
boyfriend?
outside. I've already
Oh,
put it
wow.
in the chat. She's not, partaking.
Then she finds out there's an even bigger buffer minotaur in there.
Do not give her this temptation.
Did you just take my student to a whorehouse?
No, your student is left unattended with the undead servant
Ah.
who's murdering pickpockets in the street with cantrips.
I mean, at this rate, she might get a medal.
Yeah.
But
But
the key to
anyways,
the city for ridding us of thieves.
Patla will, Lily, if you don't mind, I do have to be within earshot of him. Would you mind just coming in and we can sit down and have a drink? There's no need for any of the intimate subjects here.
Oh, no, sure. Earshot, though?
I have to be within earshot. You can turn yours off if you need.
I could
I'm
use some sort of sound enhancing spell if you want.
Not necessary.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
Totally necessary.
Thaumaturgy.
I'll just talk to this nice person here about what the local news in the town and stuff.
Yes. And everything in here is just very lovely. Everything has these gorgeous, vibrant colors, loose silks. It's the entire vibe of the city, more or less. Just this one's slightly more slutty. But they will just sit down, and all of the bartenders here are just amazing listeners. They will talk to you. They will get you to just open up a little bit and discuss things with them. I do need you to give me a wisdom check, though, Lily.
Oh, no.
This is just a normal ability check.
Oh, no.
Not one is trauma dump.
Well, Lily wouldn't trauma dump. But yeah, she might definitely lay down her...
Your most
Sure.
closely kept secrets you will keep close to your chest, but you do end up opening up enough to relinquish a few bits of information that typically you don't discuss with strangers. It's just, they're so welcoming, you know?
Whoa, what?
We're ignoring that. We are consciously ignoring that.
Just something happening in the background, you know.
You just hear upstairs the sound of an elephant roaring.
Oh my god, no.
And we are leaving. Oh no. But anyways, while all of the reverse
You did this to yourself, Joey.
This...
Surprisingly, you've been the worst group to bring into a whorehouse thus far.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising?
And it's all Ilvorn's fault.
Oh, that's the one that's surprising. to me.
Yeah, that's the surprising part.
Yeah.
Usually Ilvorn
Fucking
is
Yandish isn't even here.
Hey,
I mean, I was just trying to wingman Protep with Tulsha or Miriam.
Oh, yeah. No. Or Miriam, of course.
But then it turned into, oh yeah, we're going to a whorehouse. I was like, oh shit.
So anyways, let's get over to the other two. The two of you begin your teleportation, and you feel like the circle has been displaced, moved someplace else. No longer inside of the school, but inside of a courtyard out front. As the two of you both appear, they see your Lyceum robes, assuming you're still wearing them if you were teleporting there, Miriam.
Yeah, it's like my armor at this point.
Okay. When you appear with that, you see the numerous armed guards all lower their weapons as you have now just appeared, and you seem to be in the front courtyard. Let's look over at that map real quick.
I don't think I've met Mr. Lyceum. I think I've only ever met Headmaster and
Argon.
Yes, Argon. Jeez, my brain.
Yes. Catnap afterward. Anyways.
Round 2.
Give me 10 minutes. Anyways, you look forward, and this once site of conflict and chaos, you are greeted with a scene of transformation and renewal. The once battle-scarred walls have been lovingly restored, their stone surfaces gleaming in the sunlight as if eager to shed the memories of past strife. Gone are the signs of destruction and devastation, replaced instead by a sense of purpose and determination. The school grounds, once littered with debris, now bloom with carefully tended gardens and vibrant plant life, a testament to the healing touch that Westrun's mages are assisting in while here. As you step through the school's gates, you are met with the hum of magical energy that permeates the air, a tangible reminder of the school's newfound focus on arcane study and scholarship. The halls, once echoing with the sounds of battle and the bloodshed covering them, now buzz with the chatter of students and the gentle murmur of spellcasting, as eager minds seek to unlock the secrets of the arcane. As soon as all of them relinquish their weapons, they have one of their mages step forward, who places a hand that has a very unique glove on it outwards, and they seem to touch this barrier that encompasses you, and then the barrier retracts into the glove. Welcome. We were told that the two of you would be coming today.
Yes, it's good to see that everything has been recovering remarkably well.
Well, it took us quite a while to get many of the teachers on board with Westrun and the Lyceum's influence, but I believe this is going to become a reputable mage school in the near future. If you can step off the platform, I must put back up the barrier.
Of course.
The two of you just casually, step down, and he places his hand out again, and you see this barrier erects and encompasses the little platform. So, I should be taking you to Professor Lyceum's quarters, or are you tending to your own business?
We are tending to our own business, and yes.
The barrier, is it rune work on the bottom around the circle, or does it seem to be coming from the glove?
The barrier stems from the glove, but then attaches itself around the circle.
Okay.
Roll an Arcana check if you would like.
29.
This glove seems to be able to permeate a barrier that attaches itself over top of a magical object, putting it within the Globe of Invulnerability spell, but nobody can pass through since the glove is the one concentrating on it.
Very inventive way for that barrier.
Westrun is exceptional at crafting magical objects and putting spells into unique circumstances for the purposes of abjurative magic.
People said artificers were dangerous. Or not worth the trouble.
Yes. Well, to be fair, an untrained artificer is to blame for 3 city blocks being destroyed within Vasselheim some time ago. And of course, James Tiltover, I believe.
Jimmy did that. I assume everyone in Lyceum knows the shop that they part-time in.
Yeah. And of course, there is the other artificing and tinkering that wiped a quarter of Nicodranus completely off of the map.
Upperdukian artificing then.
We are currently investigating the whereabouts of many of the artificers that did not willingly turn themselves over and are still on the run, but we should be finding them shortly.
Above board, Joey, we know that was Hellfire, right? Was it actually...
Hellfire was the component, a part of the spell, but the construction of the cannon that fired it, that is an artificed cannon.
Okay.
Yeah. Artificers are terrifying. I mean, look at what Lily's doing.
This is how we bring back song blades and artificers get banned in Joe's universe.
Hey man, Nobel invented dynamite. What are you gonna do?
And then we have Oppenheimer over here.
I mean,
I'm okay with it. Hey, it changes the world. That makes it more interesting for me.
Hey, I mean, we've saved the world once. We can start doing bad guy stuff now.
Yeah, right. It's your world to do with whatever you want.
okay, let's be honest. If we ever did an evil campaign, we'd rule the world by the end of it.
That would be the goal.
I'm just trying to get that point through religion already. What are you talking about? Spread love. Yes, we have our own things to do in the city, and we might come back to use the circle again later.
Feel free, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
And you guys walk out into the city. It is fairly early, I believe. Yeah, in the morning.
Around like 8 in the morning, I think you said. Gave enough time for the captain
Germany
to wake up.
Australia.
Yeah. It's about 8 a.m.
I will do another sending to the captain saying, myself and Miriam have just arrived in Rexentrum through the school. Where would you like us to meet you? Just to make sure that we meet in the right place, because Miriam does know of the underground hideout. He's just not a member.
Considering how much damage was done to the city, that hideout might not exist anymore.
Yeah.
He'll reply to you. No, he wouldn't be with his daughter right now because this is you can meet me. You can meet me at the Runenzamba Pancake House.
Pancake House.
Can I attempt to find the Runenzamba Pancake House?
Oh, your short period of time working with him, you know where it is. It is one of the establishments here that his organization owns. And nobody can really question what happens there because, well, they own it.
Joey, if it existed, would this house use a waffle iron instead?
Yes.
Oh.
But nobody has invented the waffle iron yet.
Okay, my German sucks, but I'm pretty sure Runenzauber means rune house.
Mm.
Okay. He is currently at the Runenzauber Pancake House. Let us meet him there.
So
I'll show you where it is, Miriam.
You guys wander your way over there. As you walk inside, you see the captain is already sitting down at a table. And as soon as you walk in, there's a chef from in the back that walks out holding these massive saucer plates, one on each arm, comes over to the table and places them down in your guys' seats. They are 5 stacks of pancakes each, as well as 2 very large breakfast wieners that they have. And the chef will pour you guys some morning ales.
Oh, lovely. I will take a seat. And Miriam, are you more of a sitting? Wait, is this a booth or just chairs?
It's chairs.
Okay, I thought for a second in my mind it was like a booth at like an IHOP, or it's like, are you?
He would not
do you
fit
want
in a
the-
booth.
Do you want the window or do you want the aisle?
Yeah, just like sitting out of the aisle. Hey, just
If the Hulk can fit in a booth, I can fit in a booth.
hello. Welcome, both of you. That'll be all, Henry. Goodbye. And the chef will bow and walk away. Please, I hope you are not minding. I ordered for you. We do have an arrangement of syrups here. We have blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, purpleberry, blueberry. I already said blueberry, didn't I? We also have a traditional maple, as well as a dragonborn. God, what the fuck is that place called? I'm thinking of too many places right now. Lily. Dragonborn place. Zarzith.
Kitchell.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Draconia.
A draconian spiced syrup as well.
Ooh.
And he just points at the large stack of different syrup jars that they have.
I will go for the raspberry one.
I will go for the spiced syrup, but I also will ask for a little shaker of powdered sugar.
Oh, he'll gesture and there's one right there.
Cool.
And just cutting into your, remember, 5 pancakes.
I'm a
Fucking-
big man now.
Yeah.
Well, I've always been a big man.
Tolsha, you're having trouble looking over the stack, but yeah.
How has the reconstruction of Rexentrum been going?
Admittedly, quite smoothly. The fact that there are so many Tal'Dorei agents has made, well, my job a little difficult at times, seeing as Tal'Dorei and, well, my organization have a little bit of a history from a different branch of my organization. I'm sure you understand quite well.
Yes, I do understand quite well.
Nevertheless,
Surprised another branch even exists anymore after what happened in Tal'Dorei.
they don't exist anymore. They were hunted down to extinction. Fairly so.
Fairly so.
Fairly so. And Tolsha, out of character, you know what happened, right?
I'm pretty sure they're the other ones were the slavers and the ones that caused like all kinds of chaos and part of the Chroma Conclave.
The slavers, the people who worked with Vorvik, yeah.
Yeah. It's understandable considering what they did. That's not aligned with many things.
Including myself. But there's still been some hiccups in getting our foot in the door for the academy, which, of course, we will do inevitably. But that's just not a concern, at least for the time being. I will say, though, I am interested in hearing more about this line of accreditations that you are extending from me to, on Corel. I have not had
Yeah.
contacts within that city for quite some time.
The line of contact that we're hooking up, or I want to start, is with Tyson Miguel, if you are aware of who that is.
Only a fool would not be aware of him. The man who can, punch somebody's chest off of their body.
And the kind of man that Lily wanted to get punched by.
Did she die again?
No.
Okay, good.
She has a nice autograph on her chest now.
That is anticipated.
He does seem very friendly and family oriented from when we were speaking to him. Of course, that is his nicety side. We were well warned that do not piss him off, he will kill you.
I know how to be cordial within different relationships. My issue stems from not wanting to invite my daughter into this world, as well as not wanting to bring her into the company of such dangerous individuals.
That is understandable considering everything that has happened. How is your daughter, by the way? How is her recovery going?
She's doing quite well. This morning, she's spending time in our private gardens, as she seems to find that very healing. Her mind is still on the disturbed side of the events that transpired, but the therapy with the clerics of the Lawbearer have been helping quite a bit.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that she's recovering, and I'm glad that you've been able to be reunited with her.
As am I. Thank you. Which is why we are having this meeting in the first place. Typically speaking, if somebody put my daughter, or requested that I put my daughter into any amount of harm's way, they would be met with hostility. However,
course,
I know where you come from, and I know your family's ilk, so hostility is not the immediate answer, but I do need better understanding, if you will, as to why we are going to make this introduction.
Not only do I wish to help make connections to expand the possibilities into Ank'Harel and for a trading partner, considering that we're still recovering, but we also need it because he has access to something that we need to help prevent another disaster.
What impending doom, pray tell, do we have on our doorstep now?
Lily.
You understand my previous offer is still on the table to remove her from any dealings, right?
I know.
They will. If you change your mind, we do have exceptional assassins.
I know. Believe me, I thought about it after this one. Well, Miriam, you're more familiar with the arcane of what she did exactly.
To best explain this, she effectively created a type of magical energy source, similar in scale to Broomstone in terms of power. But unfortunately, the material she used as a conduit for it failed in its activation. We have
6 months.
6 months to get more powerful artifacts that we cannot find on our world, our plane, to repair the damage and stop it from going beyond the reaction site.
If we fail, the reaction site will look more like the Blight Shore. And this will include areas of Zarzat Kitril, southern parts of the Empire, and southern parts of Xhorhas, because she did it in the mountain range by the ruins of Draconia. We know exactly what we need, and we know where to get them. We need the aspect of a star, which our best bet is the Astral Sea. And then we need the roots of a pinnacle tree. And for that we need to go to one of two planes, Lalacruza or Kondrax. Tyson Miguel is our best bet of finding something that can plane shift us there as a focus. We got this information from...
Okay, we don't need to say everything.
Well, we got this information from a very reliable source when it comes to planar travel.
Well, if any information comes across my desk pertaining to those particular things, I will have one of my mages personally contact all of you. Does that mean you are going to be interplanarly traveling?
Yes. Is there stuff that you're looking for that's on another plane?
Oh, yes. I would like some magical objects from those planes, and of course, if they have any pieces of architecture that are not necessarily too heavy, or any unique jewelries or customary things or books or tales or anything like that, I could utilize them. And we'll count that as... We'll count the presumptions that you will bring back any such things that you discover for me as the payment for my meeting with Miguel Tyson.
Of
Fair?
course. That is more than fair.
Or Tyson Miguel. Good.
Do you have any initial terms you would like us written down so that we can bring them?
To Tyson?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Just
believe
as-
a face-to-face meeting, not necessarily a daddy-daughter date, would be reasonable. I've heard his temperament can be at times fickle, and I would not need that to happen. However, I would request that you take her with me when we teleport over there, and we will bring with us 3 additional guards. Can you handle all of that? That's 7 total people.
7 total people.
Yes.
Including yourself, right?
Yes, that is you 2 plus 5. Him, 3 guards, his daughter.
Okay, that would cap it if me and Tolsha are going. Yeah. That's the cap for teleport.
Well then, how about we say after breakfast, I will go gather up my daughter, and probably get a care package to send to him as well. It never hurts. And after that, we can be headed back, unless you have other business to attend to within the city.
Aside from waiting for the item, that is really it. We do plan on exploring around for a bit, because that's our first time to Alcurl as well.
Very well. Well,
I
enjoy your breakfast. It is on me.
I do have one small favor to ask.
Yes.
Should we perish in the interplanar travels, would you do me a favor of keeping an eye after the churches I established? They have enough funds to last for 2 years, just in case. I don't expect to die, but I'd rather ensure that it's not taken over by some other church, and entrusted to someone who has as much care and love for family as I do.
Roll me a persuasion roll.
$22.
We love 22. In the event that you find yourselves incapable of returning and failing in your mission, there will be an anonymous donation to each of your churches to sustain them at least, let's say, 5 additional years.
Thank you. And of course, if you or anyone needs to find sanctuary where one of my churches is, you're more than welcome to.
Well, that was going to be anticipated.
Of course.
You smuggle a Myriad member into freaking
Vasselheim?
yes, that's it. My God, my brain today.
Right? Dude, I'm in the same fucking boat. Super foggy.
Look, my mind is super clear after being foggy for being sick.
Yeah.
Like, it is like, wah.
Well then. Glad we have this understanding.
Yes.
We'll see you, say, back here in a couple of hours.
Yes, that sounds excellent. Did they ever find King Dwendal, by the way?
Yes, he has been working alongside members of the Tal'Dorei Council in order to establish a better system within the Empire. Surprisingly, Tal'Dorei is not wishing to take over the Empire completely, as I anticipated they would.
I had a feeling that they wouldn't want that. That's just more administrative duties that I don't think anyone wants.
It's also a lot of more taxation.
True. This is true. Did the restrictions on religions get relaxed at all? It's been a while since I've been back to Rexendrum.
There is conversations happening around the relaxation on their treatment of religions, and though it may come down as an executive order, there's no guarantee that it will be kindly met by the people who are, let's say, more traditional in their ways.
Of course, that's understandable. Everyone has holdouts.
It will take many years to get rid of the generational atrocities that has forsaken the minds of the people of this nation.
Well, just
Yes.
keep in mind that a lot of the nobles were turning their cousins into tieflings to get their inheritance.
Oh, I'm more than aware of who's done that. They pay me handsomely.
As they should, to ensure such a secret is not released if they value their hides.
Good morning. And
Good
he leaves. So, back to the other group. Thuranadel, I'm assuming all of those spell slots are gone.
So Tolsha, who's going to attune to Seed's badge?
Thuranadel?
Yeah, let me just it was kind of like an in-game joke, but yeah.
Yeah, I will mirror him.
Hey, if you're doing it, just tack off those spell slots.
Yeah.
Hey, Pratep, should we get Thorondel a cane? He looks like he's limping out of there.
Around the 2-hour mark, you are just coming downstairs.
You're just beaming. Just
Also, do you need another drink, Pratep?
No, thank you. He'll hand over a shot glass to you, Thorondel. Are
thank
you
you.
content now?
Quite. I mean, it's yes. I feel like I've been cooped up for a while.
I'm sure.
I had this image in my head of, like, the janitor there, like, is walking by, sees the open door, looks in,
Jesus Christ!
throws the mop on the floor, and then just walks out and closes it.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's when they found out
Anyways.
President State
So
doesn't
that
work on this
woman's
mess.
dead.
No.
We're not getting that dark, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, I
God.
have gentle repose.
I know.
Okay.
You could have just said there was more than one. That would have made it so much easier.
You know what? Speaking of bones, why don't we go over to the Cobalt Soul? I'm pretty sure Cosette made her way there on her own.
Right. Yes, let's go. And more alcohol, anyone?
I'm doing
Does-
quite well, thank you.
Does Heretical need a contract to see if he's wasted?
Good call.
Gunning. Yeah, I've been drinking.
You have been?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead then. Con save.
Hey.
You are so happy. You're elated. You're walking. You're strutting. You step outside.
This is Thorondal's best day.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, as old as he is, he did not mature past the time that he went in there, socially speaking. So you guys walk out, and for the past hour or so, Tolsha and Mirian, you guys teleport back. Do.
Can I take that hour to read my book?
Absolutely. Tolsha, you've been making sure Mirian is following behind you and searching around the city for your allies, and you see Thorondil just walk outside of this reputable establishment, smiling a mile wide, and Lily and Pratap walking out after him.
I assume we took the captain and his escort to Tyson Miguel then.
Yes, they're having their private meeting.
Oh, hey. Good to see you again.
Yes, we're back and things have gone well. Do I want to know what Lily was doing in there?
Hey, what makes you think it was my idea to go in there?
Because this is the kind of place you would go to.
No, there is no Minotaur on there, okay?
There's water right there.
So sorry, you said right there. I can't express it because my video, but Lily would have looked around, looked where you're pointing, and just been staring that entire time, not responding.
Like I said, this is the place you would go to.
So Lily, Miriam gets right up to you and bends down so his head's right at your eyesight. Where is Cosette?
Oh, she went with Adendu to go shop for some stuff here and there. We were actually on our way to the Cobalt Soul, where I assume she'd probably end up.
Right. Drinks, anyone?
You don't worry, Miriam. You don't need to worry. Adendu's keeping an eye on her. I think last I saw, 2 thieves had already had seizures.
You know, I do trust Adendu more than you. Not gonna lie.
That actually hurts. And
I
here I
look
was
around
trying
for
to
a
set you up
tra-
with Pratet.
I look around for a trail of dead pickpockets.
Roll me an investigation.
Investigation.
Does Miriam get advantage if he's just don't
'Cause he's a
make way,
necromancer?
I'm a doctor. Okay. Oh, there's the next one. Make way, I'm a doctor.
Yep, investigation.
25.
Jesus Christ, guys. Get them all out of your system now.
Look, Miriam's a necromancer. He has expertise when it comes to dead bodies.
That smells like a body. That smells like a body. Yeah, you end up...
I'm a doctor, not a mortician. Wait a minute.
You end up trailing after all of the dead bodies, and inevitably you do find your way over to Cosette, who's currently sitting down in front of this one awning, currently eating fruit from a bowl while reading a How to Speak Marquesian book, learning about it, and just talking to Adendu like Adendu is a skeleton.
What is Adendu's body count?
Adendu, roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Perception.
Oh, only like 4. After 4 dead bodies occur from trying to rob somebody, the smarter thieves stay away. You have to remember, it's Toll the Dead, so it just looks like a Dendu raises their hand and then they drop dead because they don't have enough hit points for the amount of dice you roll.
And
That
that was
help
the
them if they have a
point.
stub toe.
Bestow curse. You will forever stub your pinky toe on every piece of furniture you come
Are
across.
such a dick.
Motherfucker.
But
Look,
anyways,
If you get Tosha bad, that's what she's going to do.
she looks up at all of you. Oh, and she quickly finishes the fruit bowl. Sorry. I figured it was okay for me to take one of your experiments with me just to make sure that I was safely kept as well. For some reason, did you teach them like spell magic or something? That is remarkable.
I just looked to a Dendu. You didn't explain to. I just. Cosette. A Dendu is not one of my experiments. She is a ancient celestial, I believe, technically.
You should probably tell the bards that have been talking about your victory in Rexentrum.
What are they saying?
That you created an incredibly powerful undead that is capable of casting spells and murdering people.
This is when Undead is going to just get very close to Katek's ear and be like, I'm technically an avatar of death. But to you, just a skeleton, right?
The curiosity in her supersedes the fear. Wait, so you have a stronger adaptation to death in itself and it's incarnate. Has your soul always been the actual adapted version of who you are, or have you shaped and reformed after your skeletal being? And are you naturally a skeleton, or were you once a more humanoid and mortal essence and coil? And she pulls out a notebook to start writing.
Lily wraps her arm around Adendu's shoulder real quick and kind of leans in. Adendu, you have a fan. Congratulations.
All I'm hearing is that Adendu has found a new worshiper.
Well, currently she's Miriam's student, so they might have to fight over her.
At
You can
least
be
a
both.
follower. You can be a follower, not a worshiper. Wow. And she seems just so curious about you now.
We can discuss this in a more safer locale. Than
Wonderful.
open.
So wait,
Right.
So you murdered all those people in the streets, then?
Indeed, I am the bringer of death.
Dendu.
Oh, they were just pickpocketers. Once they committed said crime, then their judgment was worth death.
So you
For
murdered
taking your
3
student.
people within the city.
Indeed, yes.
He'll walk up to you,
Pickpocketers.
take out a pin, put it on your robe, and pin it to you. It says, I have a hand with the hand. Or, I
Oh
gave
my-
a hand to the hand.
It's a congratulatory pin.
You're an honorary detective within the city.
Well, congratulations, Ender. You got a new hand job.
God damn it.
That was actually good. DM inspiration on that one. That one was actually good.
I was waiting for the follow-up. It would be like, yeah, like I got one earlier too.
Anyways, I think on that hilarious note, we can go ahead and go on break.
I mean, inevitable nuclear war.
Yes,
Seems
that
like
one. That's happening right now in Exandria. So, so everybody, you were discussing what you're going to do next. Lily, you wanted to jump in about the Cobalt Soul, I guess?
Yeah, so you said you already dropped off for the daddy-daughter thing, and I don't think that's something we need to be at. So we have time to kill, and I want to explore Marquette and enjoy the sights. Not, not the ones that Thranduil enjoyed, but the actual sights. And also there's the Cobalt Soul here that is, a fountain of knowledge, potentially.
Well, I'm thinking maybe I'll go there tomorrow. I've got sort of a hankering for testing out the local varieties of booze.
Thranduil, but this is the best chance for you to really have your mind cleared. You have that clarity now.
Clarity? Well, cleared from what? I just for it's been a while since I had my mind uncleared, as it were. I'd love to continue doing that. For a little bit.
Then I guess
You can maybe you can ask if you can read and drink.
I wouldn't think that they'd have a bar there.
Do you know if the Cobalt Soul is a bar in it? I'll look to Buck.
Pratap?
Pratap?
Pratap.
No, I've never been in there.
Oh.
Well, I guess now's a good opportunity to see what they've got.
So, he brings you over to this very lovely tower within the city. It's in a more remote location close to this open field of green grass and a running river that cuts through it. As you get over to this tower, you see there's a few individuals lining the steps in typical Cobalt Soul attire. Long cobalt blue robes and handful of books tucked either under an arm or being held upright in front of them as they are going to different areas out front to sit down, relax, enjoy themselves. As you all wander up the stairs, you open up the front door and you see that there is a member of the Cobalt Soul sitting behind a desk waiting for, well, any would-be travelers. She just looks at Pratap, who waves and takes a step back. I will be waiting outside for all of you. Members of the Hand of Ord are not allowed to step foot within the Cobalt Soul.
Really?
I'm assuming it's their rules.
We respect their rules.
Fair enough. Yeah, don't worry. I don't think we will cause any sort of trouble or ruckus.
All right. Hello, all of you.
Hi.
Hi. Are you here to research something or perhaps make a donation?
Well, I'd like to see what sort of books you have here, and if there's anything worth looking at.
We have all sorts of books here. If you can be a tad bit more specific, perhaps, I would be capable of assisting you.
Well, if you do have anything about, planar transfusions.
Do you have a letter of note from a member and expositor, perhaps?
Well, no, not recently. Hang on,
He exposited earlier.
I think I have my,
His library card.
I have my graduation certificate from well, it's quite old now, but you can have a look at that if you want.
She'll look at it. Look at you. Look at it. Well, as nice as this is, this does not outline you as a ranked member within the Cobalt Soul. Certain informations are not publicly available to individuals.
I thought you. Okay, so I need to be a member of this Cobalt Soul then.
Correct.
Hmm.
Or
Well, how?
if you have an associate who is one, she looks at all of you. No?
Nope.
None of you?
No.
No, I mean, I'm a follow the knowing mistress, but I don't think that counts.
Excuse me? There's no such thing as a knowing mistress.
Yeah, no, I'm one of her followers.
There is no such thing as a knowing mistress.
Lily, for fuck's sake.
You said annoying mistress, huh? I know all about that.
Is that another one of those banned words that we ain't supposed to say, but I'm gonna say anyway?
I mean, I guess so, but please don't say it. It's there's a whole reason I'd say it out loud, and you know.
If you are a worship of her, then you should know better than to speak out loud about her, or else her enemies can find her. She's
No,
not
her
recovered.
enemies would find me, and then when they do that, they reveal themselves.
Very well.
I thought you just said there weren't, so there is. So you're lying to us from the ready.
You all are
this
welcome to
person's-
leave. Goodbye.
Adendu, ma'am, I'm sorry for bluntness, for the dumb skeleton with us, and for the dumb old guy with us. But there is
What?
potential knowledge in here that we might need to prevent a calamitous event in an area of the world.
Roll me
So
a
I would.
persuasion roll.
God damn it! I'm not good at persuasion.
Can I? I don't have persuasion. I can't assist.
Yeah.
5. They listen to your words, but you can see that their face is very stoically kept. If you come back with a note from a reputable expositor, curator, or the High Curator themselves, you'll be welcome in here again. Until then, no thank you.
Do we all just get banned from the Cobalt Soul? In here?
At this
Or
one,
just-
there's a lot of other Cobalt Souls, but at this one, yeah.
And
I'll have you
what-
know that I did not. I don't particularly. I mean, we hardly know each other. I just tagged along. May I come in?
She just blinks at you. You walked in here with them.
Well, that's a shame.
Don't worry, Fanadol. Their knowledge is limited anyway.
You're not gonna piss off a librarian. She's already pissed.
I mean, there's far more dastardly things than to misjudge a couple of people, being the fate of the world, but
We judge people
I
based
know.
upon their actions and their words. Goodbye. Please leave.
All right. Well, I'll just summon my quill in front of her. Write down note to self. Cobalt soul, not worth bothering with.
They watch you leave.
Over the mental lake, I just asked Miriam, would it be worth flashing your Lyceum robes at this point?
No, if there's one thing I know about the Cobalt Soul is that once they make a decree, they stick to it.
In that
So,
case,
go ahead. Sorry.
do we know any of these expositors to get a letter then? Or is it just not worth bothering?
It'd be easier to get into the one in Western.
So, do they have like a centralized library of sorts? I mean, do they have books here that they also have in this Western place, or do they have separate, well, books?
Would I know that they're effectively bunkers?
You can roll a history check because the Lyceum knows a little bit about the Cobalt Soul, but not a whole lot.
The 26.
You know that they act independently, but also in conjunction with all major scholastical individuals, all scholars, all mages of the realm, as it is their mission and goal publicly to gather information and protect it, to make sure that nothing disappears through errors or different errors happening. You would also know that it has been made clear to you in your classes that the Cobalt Soul does not have any direct association with the Lyceum, since the Lyceum tries to hoard its own information, attempting to do something similar with it. So they view them as people stopping them from pursuing their righteous goal.
Right, the difference between putting things in a library and putting things in a museum.
Yeah.
They are effectively large vaults to preserve knowledge for future generations, similar to the Lyceum, but they're much more protective of it. And
So-
having a right to do so, since they make sure that even, how do I word this? Some information is dangerous if it falls into the wrong hands.
Sure. I mean, I kind of believe in the free flow of information. I mean, if everyone has access to it, then those with bad intentions should be countered by those with a more responsible intent.
It's more like, in this sense, those with bad intentions will burn the information down once they find it.
Right, yes, well, that is a problem. It's generally why I prefer good neighbors over evil ones.
Now, are you proficient in religion, Thorendel?
Let me double check. Yes, I am.
All right. You and Adendu, who I believe you're also proficient in religion, correct?
I am also
Yes.
proficient in religion.
You have the information you've learned with Lily accessible to you, because this is secret information. But from the time and era that both of you came from, the Knowing Mistress was one of the most powerful gods in existence. In fact, one of the only gods who openly helped mortals and was helping the aspiring individuals that were mages to find the information they need and discover it of their own accord in order to make them a more predominant force in their own legacies, so that they didn't have to rely on religion. Amongst the most neutral of schools, of academies, of mages, that was one of the only religions that people did not belittle or talk down about. It was one of those like, well, yeah, I'm a worshiper of the Knowing Mistress, and people go, I mean, if you're going to choose a religion, yeah. Like, one of those type deals. And Adendu, for you, the Knowing Mistress also had equal parts respect by what is now the prime deities, but was actively hunted and feared by what is now the betrayer gods, since Adendu is the only one who went out of their way during downtime to learn modern history after having the ancient history and religions and all of that.
And
So-
Dendu is like the Cobalt Soul, but in person.
But you would at least know how feared and therefore targeted she and her followers were even during that era.
Mm.
And that was before she was wounded so grievously that she had to go into hiding, or else she would have been one of the other gods dead during the calamity.
So, I imagine we're just discussing this among ourselves now then.
Yeah, as we're
So
leaving the
everyone
Cobalt
has-
Soul.
Right.
No, Lily already left, and she's going to the River District right now.
Yeah, Pratap is looking very concerned. I need to watch all of you, but she just went to the River District. Shall we go join her in that direction? You will have privacy to discuss.
Yes. Does the Hand of Ord have access to or have their own library of information?
Jaman Saud has their own information.
Do you know if Jamanda has any info on other realms?
It is quite possible. If you would like, I can send a messenger and see if Jaman is welcoming of discussing anything like that.
If you would be so kind, we would appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Everybody, please do not fret what I'm about to do. He twists his hand, and you see a scimitar appears, severs his wrist as the hand drops to the ground, and then transforms into a spider and then just goes crawling off.
That was metal as fuck.
Is that fucking warlock shit I just witnessed?
All of you are powerful enough to recognize warlock shit, yes.
That's handy.
God damn it.
Very much so. Unfortunately, I can only do it once at a time. He shows you the stump. He's still missing a hand.
I can only do it twice in my life. Shows both hands.
But
Is
then
today
he...
Wednesday?
Oh, thing, yeah. He twists his the scimitar and then it just disappears.
Joey, with the knowledge I have, can I infer that the Hand of Ord are all packed to Jaman Saul?
You can roll an insight check if you would like.
26.
The amount of respect they have towards Jaman Saud, and as powerful as Jaman Saud is, you imagine they are probably contracted to Jaman Saud, which means every member of the Hand of Ord is possibly some type of warlock whose patron is the person they serve in the city. Now, there might be outlying circumstances, but it's a reasonable assumption you're picking up. So, with a hurried step, you all catch up to Lily, who's entering into the River District. As you get over there, you do see it is gated off with these towering walls, but as pissed as you are, you easily walk through the people trying to stop you from entering into this. And as soon as Patia comes up, he will wave. No, she is okay. All of them are with me. And, oh, yes, of course. And you're all allowed inside as soon as your allies have caught up to you, Lily.
Sorry for causing you trouble, Pratap.
It comes with the territory of the job.
Why was the River District cordoned off?
It is one of the only locations, or it is one of the only locations within the entirety of Marquette that has free-flowing water that is drinkable.
I assume coming from an underground water reservoir.
Of sorts.
Great secret.
As such, many individuals in the past have sought to control the city itself by controlling the access of water to the people. Now it is only accessible by the individuals that work here, as well as those within the guard's standing in order to protect it. However, of course, I'm more than happy to allow you all to see this hidden gem within the city. And it is a remarkably beautiful oasis built into Ank'Harel. The grass here is the shiniest, most vibrant grass you can see. The streams of water are so incredibly pure and almost sparkling, like they're gem infused or something. It is a remarkable sight to behold.
It's very beautiful.
And also private. You all notice how private it is.
Yes.
Be that as it may, give me 10 minutes. We need to talk about confidential material. And I start making private sanctum, so we, because the shit we're gonna talk about is not necessarily good, even if we're not in public.
I think it. Oh yeah, is it private sanctum? I'm thinking tiny hut. I was thinking tiny hut for some reason.
Sanctum is way more private.
Yeah, I can block divination, fuckers.
Yeah. Oh no, the scrying eye is gone. But yes, you put up your sanctum in this area and you all have privacy. Are you allowing him to stay inside of the sanctum or are you pushing him out?
It depends. How many secrets of life-changing things do you want to know about that you might get killed for later?
If you do not mind, I'm going to sit out on this one. But may I have permission to enter in case of emergency?
Of course.
Thank you. And he will stand outside.
Cosette, you might need to also sit out there.
Are you ordering me to?
Make a list of questions, 25 questions that you want Adendu to answer tomorrow.
Then he's just gonna stare at you.
Very well. Only 25?
Yes.
Okay. And she-
25 for extra credit.
Okay, and she'll hurry her way over. 50 might be a challenge. But she will walk out with Pratep, who just like looks over at her and, yep, this is his job, babysitting.
Why do both of you keep just doing stuff like that to Adendu?
Well,
I did it because she's fascinated with what Adendu is, and I figured she would, if I didn't give her a limit, she would keep pestering her for the rest of this journey.
and I did it because that was, I think the less extreme way to get her back after that whole Cobalt Soul debacle, where I really wanted to punch her head right off her body.
You know I can teleport you to a place that you cannot survive, right?
And
So
it's
what's
because-
this about the secrets?
Right, what's going on, Marion?
Okay, first off, to Therendil. Been keeping a track of this. First off, you do not say the name Vecna. Ever.
Like you just said.
We're protected in this kind of place. People.
Ah, okay, good to know. And why exactly?
Actually, that's actually a good DM. I always forget how much do we actually know about that.
The
You're
reason
proficient in
is-
religion?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason is by speaking the words, it gives them power. Because what they are is not just an being, but an idea, a philosophy. So the more you speak out, the more power they gain. Right now, they are in between a place that you do not want to discover, meaning it will bring another calamity to the mortals of this realm.
I mean, on top of the one that I accidentally started ish.
Right.
So let's not add oil to the fire.
What else? There's Fendrick as well, an old deity of death. Right, Miriam? Is that it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Then there's Giannis as well, but that one is a bit different because Giannis is literally the god of doors, portals, travel. They can go anywhere and everywhere, so you don't want to speak to their power because if someone can get to them, that's like a free travel pass.
I think you're thinking about a different lore. Giannis in our universe is the god of time.
Oh, okay, my bad, sorry.
You're good.
I was thinking of the other Giannis from the Goddess of Creation.
You're good. No, that is him. He's
Oh,
time.
okay.
He is Father
Okie
Time,
dokie.
Giannis. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Also, I can't remember when we were talking with Silrin, did Therendil drop a Seiso's name? Or the goddess of creation? I can't remember. Like he said someone's name.
No, Seiso wasn't mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you just mentioned Vecna.
Gotcha. And thirdly, during the calamity, the knowing mistress was gravely wounded to the point where she is now in hiding and her followers are hunted.
Hunted by whom exactly?
Pretty much all of the betrayers, I believe, at this point.
And oftentimes they mask themselves with, in shadows and all that. And, well, I am one who really believes in her first sort of commandment to unmask those fuckers, call them out on their bullshit.
Right.
Even if it makes me a target.
Well, I do recall a time when Ayun was basically the only revered goddess among, well, most of my people.
Was you around for Mysteria's disappearance? Or was that before your time, Farindon?
Well, she was still alive and well, I think, when I disappeared.
So, other than like names and things that we shouldn't say, was there any other reason we needed to private sanctum this, Miriam, or can I enjoy the sights of this, lovely canal?
Perhaps when you explain to me why you're so interested in getting yourself killed.
So I'm not interested in getting myself killed, Miriam. It just, at this point in time, I know it comes with the territory. I'm not afraid of death. Death's already happened to me. That was probably one of the worst things that happened ever in my life. And it's already happened. So what's there to be scared of in regards to it? If anything, though, with whatever time I have left, and maybe it's stupid because with my current form, I can live for maybe forever, potentially. I want to enjoy life. I want to the things that I would put on hold. I want to enjoy it. My generator was the last big thing before I really just set down my tools for a long time and enjoyed everything. And now I have to deal with the fact that if I possibly fail at stopping this, I didn't just harm myself, I harm so many people. and the world in general. So, excuse me if I'm just a little, I don't know, frustrated at everything right now, especially when there is a vault of arcane knowledge I could possibly look into to do my research.
Well, it seems to me you're focusing a bit too much on the negative things here. I mean, with such, well, accidents, mishaps, as it were, there's also possibilities that present themselves. And one thing that I've been sort of thinking about is because, well, this generator of yours, I think it's a very good thing, a brilliant construction. And even though it's already, well, it's in the process of melting down, why not try and use that for something, well, something constructive, as it were, or productive? If instead of preventing this meltdown, we were to move the generator onto a different plane where it could do some damage or good, but that might change other things. And you've mentioned this here, this Blightshore place, right? Do any of you know what the situation is there with the Shadowfell?
We've been there, actually.
In the Shadowfell or in the Blightshore Shadowfell?
Both.
All right.
What is the distinction that you're making exactly?
No, I'm talking about the geographical location within the Shadowfell. Because, well, you know, the Shadowfell is meant to be sort of like an inversion, a reflection of our world to some extent, right? Well, I recall reading quite a bit about how that reflection also sort of goes the other way, so that things that, for example, if something is hot in the prime material world, on the Shadowfell, it would be cold in that same sort of specific representation of the location. If this bomb, let's call it, were to go off on the Shadowfell side of the Blightshore, it might actually influence the magic on the prime material Blightshore. What I'm suggesting is that if we were to introduce the same level of chaotic magic on the Shadowfell side of things, it might cancel out or even dampen the effects of the chaotic magic on our world.
Oh, can I arcana that reasoning?
You can try.
Can I?
Joey,
What?
Sure. Yeah, Lily?
do I need a roll for if I would imagine Lily might have done a not like a full-blown exact consensus or census on it, but might she know the general population of the Blightshore?
Oh, yeah, I mean, any preparation of this, and you mean the Blight Shore itself, correct? Not Jorhas, just the Blight Shore?
Blightshore and maybe somewhat the surrounding areas, like just a general amount, a population amount.
Here, show me on the map what you mean. Waste of
Well,
Jorhas
I'm just
here.
basically just the big number, because
Yeah, I know, but
Lily
I need reference of area that you are talking about. So, just draw with your measurement tool, like the encompassing area you mean.
so probably all the Blightshore, but
Yeah.
possibly anything in this general that sort of rectangle square
So
thing.
Blight Shore plus the Penumbra range.
Yeah, I know, maybe a little bit beyond, but that generalized
Okay.
sort of thing.
If you count Rosanna, the population of everything you're looking at you can only guess based upon the population of Gorvalis, which Miriam looked into, so you would have some information on New Haxim, which all of you have been inside of, and then Rosana and Dumaran. You're looking at probably under 300,000 people.
So, Thranduil, I have a quick question. This theory of yours, because it is just a theory, would you be willing to bet over, I don't know, 300,000 souls on that theory? 300,000 people? Because yes, you're right. That with the way chaotic magic is, it could definitely dampen or even do nothing from that negative energy plane. Alternatively, it can cause mutations. It can cause variations, evolutions. It can make things worse.
Well, that's exactly what it shouldn't do, because, well, like I said, the Shadowfell, things there are usually conversely the opposite of what they are on our side of the veil, as it were. So if we were to introduce a level of chaos on the Shadowfell in the same location as, well, and with the same level of chaos as is on our side, then they should effectively cancel each other out to some extent. I mean, there might still be a lesser effect.
Well, here's one of the bigger problems with that. You keep calling what I've done chaos. It's not chaos, it's science.
Right, yeah, I
Magical
know that.
science.
I didn't say what you did was chaotic. I'm saying that the effects of the meltdown will be chaotic.
What if it isn't chaos, but magic itself?
Right,
Say
well-
you're tearing into the weave as you may know it and forcing it out into a concentration.
Yes, go on. I'm not.
That would neither be chaos or creation in itself. Think of it like blood. It would scatter and affect everything and everywhere. So if we are saying that it goes off how it is now, and if we are saying that this may be a source or the prime, then it will affect the copies in itself exactly the same, being its pure magic, not chaos, nor good, nor bad.
Right. I mean, well, that's like I said earlier. Magic is simply just potential, and unfettered potential is, well, I think a good thing. Usually, I mean, it can be quite destructive, of course.
So, if I understand this correctly, what Thranduil is suggesting is go to the corresponding location in the Shadowfell to where this laboratory is, enact as much chaotic magic as you can possibly muster within that location, so that the location where you are, in theory, would counterbalance the chaos being met with order and then meet in the middle. Is that what he was suggesting?
Well, yes, kind of, but in a slightly different way. So what I'm suggesting is that we take Lily's generator and transport it on our plane over to the Blight Shore, and there we plane shift over to the Shadowfell and bring it with us.
Okay.
Basically, like turning the generator into a nuke, but we're nuking the Shadowfell, is what
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that entire conversation was weird for me.
I know where you're getting that idea from, which is why I wanted to look up a few things while you were discussing all of that. Mirian, your Arcana check. So, in theory, if you could somehow set up a system of broomstones, probably like 2 or 3 based off of the size of Lily's power factory she has, you could utilize 2 of them to create a suspended location, being the factory would rise and not be attached to Exandria specifically. And then a third one, in theory, if you knew how to do this, be set up to transport it from one location to the other, being from this material plane to the other one. The only reason you remotely know anything about this is because the city you were raised in, Singorn, they literally have that in Singorn, where the entire city, on a moment's notice, can be transported to the Feywilds instead. They utilize a system of broomstones secretly in order to do that. But it is an incredibly tall ask. You would have to first be able to create or find 3 broomstones and then figure out how to work with them, and then it should work. Tosha, with your 31, thanks to that D4.
Yeah.
So, you're an archaeologist, right? That's kind of your whole thing. You really like archaeologying and all of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So there is one location that you have never dared to go to called Islecross. You've never gone there because the magic of the mages that, in theory, corrupted that location is so incredibly unpredictable that there's no guarantee of survival for anybody. No matter who you are, if you go up there, you are putting your life in grave danger. And the further away from any of their major locations, the worse it would become for you. The reason this is relevant is because you have knowledge of an arcane organization that once actually attempted to do this, allow their cities to fly. Draconia was one of them, in fact. And Draconia was one of the only ones that did not transpose themselves into a different location. All of the other mage societies that tried to do so, well, when the weave was erected, they were either forcibly brought back to this plane because they were a foreign entity, or they were stuck in those other planes with those locations. The ones that came back to this plane ended up losing all of the magical potential that kept their cities afloat and that housed that magic within it itself, and are directly to blame for why Islecross is the way it is. So, in theory, yes. But in the practice of the one generation of mages which are revered as the most intelligent and most magically inclined mages history has ever had, it was a complete and utter failure, and the weave is to blame.
Oh, and that's also Thorandel's generation.
Yeah, but he left before all of that kind of happened.
Yeah, he transposed himself in
So-
a different way.
Yeah.
As much as that idea is sound in theory, it has been put into practice and it failed spectacularly, creating Islecross.
And you were talking about Mithril shit, right? Like Mithra and Mithril in Faerun and shit. They're the people that actually did that in Faerun.
Well, sort of. It's
Can Joey, my brain might be bleeding in too many campaigns. The Shadowfell is just the negative under parallel to the Feywild, right? It doesn't actually mirror or cause an effect with our realm, does it?
The Shadowfell does mirror the material realm, as does the Feywild.
Isn't the Shadow Realm, at least in this game, ruled by the Raven Queen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But
And then you
the
might have a
cause and
little bit of a
effect
problem
thing.
going there. No, it should, because it's like an opposite mirror. So hot is cold, cold is hot. But in theory, he is correct, but in practicality, it won't work.
And
Because
also, all that does... Oh, sorry, Adendu, go ahead.
only because the weave is a living entity and not stagnant, as in what everyone keeps saying. No, it's stagnant, it's like a running water, where no, it's literally the lifeblood. It's alive, it's conscious, it knows what's going on and what's happening, and you're only privy to allow to use it because of Mystria and all of that shenanigans.
Slight changes in our lore and universe, but more or less,
Okay.
yes. No, more or less,
Okay.
yes. The system is the same. The history and origin is different.
Right.
Okie dokie.
And the other thing, both of you and Lily realized from the get-go, that would destroy Lily's presumably life project. It would destroy it safely, and as like an oh shit button, yeah, but it would destroy it.
So that is a worst case scenario which we're trying to prevent, because I don't want to just destroy Lily's life work. The Broomstone idea will not work, as when the floating cities at Therendil's time tried that, they got shunted back because of the weave and created the island of magical fuckery known as Isocross, where it is trying to kill you, even more so than the mythical realm of Australia.
And even then, there's also the whole aspect of pulling a location into another plane.
The one that might be easier in that regard would be to put it onto the ethereal. Because the ethereal travels is on top of ours, and you can go through object in ours, but it's not part of the material plane. I don't know if that would actually be an easier ask to get it there, but it might still affect the normal realm.
And then that's not accounting for the amount of magic that this thing is radiating might disrupt any kind of spells like it.
The only other thing I can think of getting it there in an oh shit button is the singularity.
Ugh.
I've heard talk of these singularities, but please tell me a bit more about them.
Okay, this is the other reason. I remember we were going to explain to you singularities, and that conversation also requires the dome.
And now I want to know how you guys explain singularities, because admittedly, I have trouble with it.
From what I've been able to figure out, singularities are fragments of creation itself, each one tied to a different aspect. There's one of transmutation, where if you can think it, you can make it, but it will corrupt you in the process, turning evil good and good evil. There is one of control that was an artificial one that you can, in theory, control gods and angels with, but if you fail to pass the test, you are trapped inside it yourself.
Hang on, you said artificial one? I mean, it's constructed by someone.
We believe this one was by Draconia.
From
What we learned from an ancient talking dragonborn head that is now in a robot body thanks to Lily.
Frackin'.
There's one of chaos and probability that we didn't study that much. Then there's one of reality. That when it sits in one location for a long enough time, it pulls over another plane into that area. As soon as it's moved, that plane pullover disappears. It is why I keep it on me at all times, so it
So
can't.
you have it.
Yes, and I've been
have
studying it.
Can I
Oh,
have a look?
and one other one, the necromantic one, that can draw upon the life force of individuals. I can let you look at it, and I'll take it out of my bag to show him the red 5-sided, just singularity.
There's also a sliver we found that appears to be one of time, where it can give you the power of foresight by giving off your own lifetimes.
For a mortal, that's bad, but for an ancient being, say like a dragon, it can give them a power boost.
And from what I've understand, all of these singularities were created through intense magic rituals, at least of the 10th tier that I can surmise. But each one of them is a tool made for specific functions. They are incredibly powerful when used properly, and incredibly dangerous when you barely understand it.
Right, but hang on here. I'm getting two sort of. On the one hand, you said they're created, and on the other hand, you say they are aspects of creation.
They're both.
They were created by complex rituals that stole fragments of creation. It's the best way I can understand it.
Like the Chaos one was made by Aeor.
Right, interesting. This is, in many ways, the same principle as with my sphere here.
The one that still messes with my head the most is this reality one. Because you know the spell Legend Lore, right?
Right.
When I use Legend Lore on it, I saw groups of goblins and bugbears going over to a beautiful red-haired individuals, and when they go over, they transform into different things. Some into wee folk, others into elves, separating into different categories and living their lives. A group of individuals coming together and imbuing power into different objects, taking different shapes. Others were blurred out, but I saw the reality one here, the 7-sided one. And with its creation, these various different creatures have cracks on their skin, crow's feet, wrinkles, as if a new concept had been introduced. The transmuter one, it was made by a group of 12 mages. Some draconic, some Goliath, one human, channeling their magic for the object to be formed with 12 sides. At the end, most of them are all dead, but the ones that lived took the item, the transmuter singularity.
All right. So you don't necessarily know how to control these things then, right? That's what I'm getting.
We have limited understanding on a few of them.
The reality one is one I've not yet had time to fully learn how to control. I'm in the process of it.
Right. Well, I'd be happy to assist with that research.
I'd be more than happy to show you my notes. Considering out of everyone in our group here, I've been exposed to the most singularities and have attempted to use the most.
Can I roll an Arcana check? Just when she pulls it out and I study it for a little bit and just sort of seeing how it works, kind of, or try to get like an initial understanding of it.
So, just analyzing the outside, not actually manipulating it at all.
Right. Well, that depends on whether Tulsa will allow me to touch it or not.
I'll allow you to touch it. I mean, you're one of the few people in this realm that might have ancient knowledge to figure out what things of this.
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana check.
All right.
I'll give you assistance, giving you what notes I have.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
net.
hey,
Expert.
Dear God.
In Arcana. Can you hit 40?
Guidance?
Guidance?
Can we hit 40, y'all? Can we hit 40? First 40 of the campaign.
Come on.
Actually, I'm
Roll-
pretty
roll-
sure Lily has hit 40 already on shit.
Yeah, probably.
Roll your d4.
All right. Yep.
Yeah. Guidance, it's free.
Hey,
41!
Go. 40 did win. Anyways.
They're like, oh my god.
So which one did you hand over to Thurndil?
Reality.
Okay.
The
And
one
were
where
you
the-
letting him touch it?
Yes.
Okay. Thurndil. This object, even just touching it for a short period of time, has within it more magical potential than you have experienced before in your life. Possibly more magic in it than you've ever mustered and even in your ancient life could muster. That being said, this seems to abide by very specific rules. You know, magic in general is most easy to manipulate when you understand the rules that the spell, confines of the components, all have to adhere to. The more you understand about the limitations, the more you can push those limitations or find workarounds around them. That is the entire practice of magic, is learning the ritual, learning the rules, and bending those rules to your whim. That is how you pursue magic. Or how everybody does, even if they don't realize it. The rules to this say that it will draw forth the attraction of whatever plane is closest to the plane that it is currently on. So it will overlap with anywhere that it is closest to. Now, passively, you would understand that means the Shadowfell, the Feywilds, the plane of chaos, the plane of water, the plane of fire, the plane of air. All of those are constantly within the sphere of this realm, this reality you are in. But the other exterior locations, the other planes of existence that rotate around, it would even appeal and attract to them. But you could not reach them unless they are within close proximity. Meaning, if you could chart the stars properly, astrologically, you could predict and control how the overlap happens. AKA, it can only be used at night if you're actually using it as it is intended to be used for.
Thurndil goes quiet for a bit as he studies it and looks at the various markings and stuff on it. This is extremely fascinating.
It is something that was hidden away in a temple to my goddess and her siblings.
One more thing, Thorndale. Because 41 is ridiculous on an Arcana check. It was theorized back in your generation that abiding by the rules and laws of magic is how you aspired to it. It was theorized that there are laws to the universe. These overarching, powerful, maybe not entities, but aspects that must be abided by and could not be broken, that even supersede the gods themselves. That was one of the foundations of wizards breaking out of the oppression of deities, was that deities are just the conduits of the laws. Why don't we just go past them, go directly there? We don't need a middleman. This is the closest object you've ever seen to raw magic like that. The closest thing to an actual law that you could possibly theorize. It has very few limitations outside of that. It is as close to a law of the universe as you could discover. But it is not a law of the universe.
Have you guys ever heard of the theory of the laws? And I don't mean mortal laws.
Could I roll something like that?
Are you proficient in... Actually, you could roll religion on this as well. It applies on both spectrums. Some people worship the laws, some people aspire to the laws.
Okay.
It's the lol of the universe. Lol.
Nice.
26. I mean, yeah, death is a law of the universe. Whatever lives must and will always die.
I think we know about them because Adendu knew about how a say-so is now weaker, but still creation. Am I remembering?
I mean, Adendu met them with you, if you remember, because you went back.
Right. Right, that plan. Wonder if it actually used...
But yes, you know without a shadow of a doubt that death, the domain of death, is a law of the universe. If something lives and experiences time and growth, it will die.
Is love a universe law?
Not that's been discovered by any of you definitively.
Well, this object simply radiates power and potential, unlike anything I've seen before.
And yet, somehow we've come across so many of them in our travels, and I have the theory that if we were to go exploring the rest of the cities that have fell and become ruins from your time, we'd find more. I have a theory that some of these were considered the ultimate weapon of some of the civilizations that used to float in the sky.
Right. Well, these. Well, I don't know what the others are like, but
Myriad?
what?
Wasn't going to show him this. Thank you, Talsha.
We aren't. You said we had a few.
I said we had a few. I didn't say we had them with us. It's
Right,
not
I'll
like-
get the cat out of the bag right now. How many do you have? And you have them all here. I want to have a look.
We have 2 here. 2 are being guarded. 3 are being guarded.
One's in an unknown place.
Right.
The chaos one. We don't know what happened to that one. Control and transmuters are both safe.
It's not that I don't trust you, Thorndil. I just don't know how you're going to react to these. And I pull out necromancy. An orb of swirling red and dark.
Interesting. Well, just to allay your fears a little bit, if you are afraid of me going like unlimited power or something and frying you all with my chain lightning, then I'm not going to do that. But
Listen, if you did, we just have to call you Lily.
right.
Wow!
Pratla outside of the hut is just, he'll dunk, 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 knock towards all you guys.
Poke my head out.
Drink water. Remember, drink water.
Right.
Well, the reason why I'm so fascinated by this. Well, this a reality one, and I'm very curious about that other one as well. But this one specifically has, well, it is in many ways the epitome of what my Master Star what he was trying to accomplish with this thing. And I hold up that orb that I've been having. It has sort of a similar quality about it. I don't know if you remember what I told you, but this orb is, well, it's called the sphere. It's meant to serve as a, well, easily explained, a planar harmonizer, basically. That it would allow you to bring basically sort of a sliver of your home plane with you if you go traveling to other planes, and dampening the effects of harmful environments, not just environments, but also metaphysical effects. But with this reality, singularity as you call it, you should technically be able to control those things. It's not quite a manifestation of a law itself, but it's close to it. This is sort of, well, in theory, you could probably do almost anything with this singularity.
And it's one of the reasons why I've kept it on me for so long, is while we weren't sure how to use it yet, we know that leaving it in one place would pull over a realm. But with you saying that it's the ones that are closest, that would make sense of why the lake around where this reality was boiling. It must have pulled over the plane of fire.
Well, that's, or maybe, well, no, the outer planes would be, that would be less probable, I suppose.
Since as soon as we moved it, the boiling stopped. Everything cooled down.
Right. And have you noticed any effects carrying it with you?
No, but that's because we're constantly moving and it doesn't have enough time to settle and pull one passively.
At this point, Thorndale, you would realize that it's currently set to auto-corrupt. So tonight, if you want to, you could set it to manual corruption.
Not autocorrect?
Yeah.
So are you, with Therendale's help, would you say this is enough to learn to control the reality singularly enough?
You are certainly well on your way. I'm not giving you full control over it quite yet.
Right, because
but
I know
like I said, he
12.
can set it to, instead of constantly drawing things towards it, set it to you would actively have to try to draw something towards it.
If we could change it so it's a choice to do so, that would be better. It would make it much safer.
Right.
I worry if there is a side effect, like all the other ones have. Like I said, transmuters corrupted an individual. Chaos caused weird negative personality effects. Miriam got hung up on counting past 13.
Triskaidekaphobia, still one of the most fun words.
Interesting. But yeah, no, it should be actually from it seems quite intuitive actually to turn it off auto mode, as it were.
Good. That's something we should do tonight then. And I would love to have your help figuring out how to fully control this, because honestly, my Hail Mary was to attempt to channel plane shift into this in case something ever went bad. I don't know if that would work.
With a 41, would that work, Thurndale?
Using this as a focus for plane shift, you mean? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of... It seems to be the magic that it exemplifies. It would probably, yes, should allow you to go anywhere without needing any other sort of tuning fork or tuning rod, as it were. You could use this to, well, basically emulate the environment you want to go to, and then plane shift there.
How do you feel about this knowledge now?
How I feel about it?
Correct. You are one of the oldest here with the arcane arts. As you said, your master has attempted to do the similar.
Well, I mean, he... what this orb does is far beyond what his ambitions were. And so I'm both impressed, a bit worried, and also quite excited.
If anything, that proves that your master's theory was right, and that what you're attempting to do should easily be doable.
Right.
A thought crosses Tulsh's mind of, oh, Miriam, do you remember that one globe in the Rexentrum Lyceum that showed Exandria getting close to the abyss? If this reality singularity had been still set to auto, would it have pulled the abyss into Exandria? If that was the closest plane.
Are you asking me, asking them, or just theorizing?
Both, kinda.
No, I don't know if Tharndale has been told about the whole abyss thing. And all
Now,
that.
that's another issue that we
Right.
were going to tell you
The
later.
convergence.
Right.
Convergence, yes. Oh, right. There's also the convergence that's potentially happening.
Not potentially is.
Is
Potentially mean
happening.
it might not happen. This is a fixed thing that always happens, just to let you know, Tulsha.
Okay. Then the convergence that is happening supposedly soon. We're not sure how soon, but what we've told
Well-
you about Trent.
Right. Yes.
His thing, from what we learned from some things in the academy and things in his personal quarters, is that our world is going to dip into the abyss before coming out. Had the singularity been still set to auto corrupt, would that have pulled the abyss into our realm?
Huh. Well.
If that was the closest realm.
Well, yes. Where did you say you found this?
In the area known as the Eyes of the Lake. I don't know if that is a feature from your time.
I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, if it was close to this Blight Shore area, and
It
that
was.
Okay, well, if that area represents chaos, then well, the abyss also represents chaos and evil. But so it might, I suppose, have sort of, well, tilted those two planes into a collision course. Sort of.
Right. Because I know there are already holes in other realms in our own realm. Shadowfell, and before I speak out of my ass, Joey, is it well known that the Ashari guard portals to the elemental realms?
It's not well known, but I'll allow, because you're an archaeologist, to have some of that information.
And the Ashari guard portals into the elemental realms. And of course, there's Fae coming over all the time, so there's clearly connections to the Feywilds. What's to stop there from saying, when it gets close enough that holes to the abyss start opening up across a realm?
Right, that would be problematic.
Could we use the reality singularity to find the areas where that would be most likely?
Yes, quite likely. Yes, we could find them. We could probably even repair them or make the holes bigger if we wanted to.
Fuck. Okay.
Well, it would be good to if we could do like a quick trip by the 500th layer of the abyss. Actually,
I mean,
We can't do that.
if you help me with our research, there's a very chance we could easily just get to that specific layer, right?
right. I need the heart of it.
What
In that case,
exactly is the 500th layer of the abyss?
In theory, maybe like halfway down.
No, I meant like, what is?
Oh, you were asking him. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, sorry, like, you're going to the first off, the 500th layer of the abyss, already going over his head, but you want the heart of it? What does that mean?
Well, it's as a component to finish the orb.
What is it?
What's the well, it's. Can I just pull something out of my ass for this, Joey? Or do you have something specific in mind?
like
You're
where the
asking what is the
heart
500th layer of the abyss?
Or what is the heart of it?
What is the heart of it? Oh, the heart of it would be a fixed object of great importance based off of what happens in that layer. That is what you would know. The heart of any layer of the abyss is that, an object. Usually associated with whatever atrocity took place to put that into the abyss.
you know what atrocity put that layer into the abyss?
500 layers down, man. We're lucky if we know what 2 are.
Well, there are so many atrocities it could be, but I seem to recall that it has to do with genocide.
Well, that's been locked in now. So you're
That
saying... So you're saying...
That's just by his memory. It doesn't actually have to be true, though.
No. That's fine. I haven't elaborated on it yet, so that's fine.
So what you're saying is you need to go estimatically halfway through the abyss and steal something that is as important as one of the devil princes of the hells of that layer. Am I understanding you correctly?
Well, no, it's not. It's not a sentient entity. It's more like a.
Do you know that? Do you know that for certain?
Yes, I said object. He
Sorry,
knows.
sorry.
Yeah.
He knows object.
Objects can be sentient, Joey.
Well, I mean, okay, that's fair, but it is still an object. You interpret it however you would like, Thorindil. Object is what I said.
Right. If if an object can be evil, then I suppose it would be. But it's more a sort of a physical manifestation of the concept genocide that the abyss represents on that plane.
So, a weapon or a plague or many other things.
Right.
A throne of skulls.
It would be sort of the the I guess you could say the last remaining essence of something that does not exist anymore.
Oh, so
Elsewhere.
the body of the last living race of the thing that got genocided. Okay.
Right.
What you're saying is we have to steal their treasure and they'll never see us coming.
I mean,
Pirates. Abyssal pirates.
All
Not the
I'm
reference I was
saying
going for, but okay.
I got a job done. I got a job done.
is
And there's
If-
only one pirate we know crazy enough and ballsy enough to do it.
Oh, God.
Super Fang.
if
She
we do
would.
something-
She would.
She would.
She would.
Yeah.
She would.
yeah.
If we do something like that, I definitely think we should open that portal in the Nine Hells or the Feywild. Because let's be honest, the Feywild is probably the closest good chaotic realm to the Abyss.
Yeah, good.
Well,
That was Undendi, by the way. That was Undendi.
If we're going by math, it would have to be the Hells, because the Hells are the closest place to the Abyss.
No, that's actually not true.
But no.
I mean, on one axis, I guess you could say that, but the Hells represent order and law, whereas the Abyss simply represents unrestrained chaos. And those two are antitheses to each other.
He is
Yes, but
correct.
it's right there. It's physically the closest location in the creation, isn't it?
Your perception of there isn't there. The perception of how it really is not stagnant. It changes.
Anybody speak Infernal? Or Abyssal?
Let me double check.
Are you saying you can't
and
explain this
primordial
three
if it
dimensions,
helps.
my two-dimension brain?
Yes. You're just a character sheet.
You need expertise in Arcana to understand this.
Yes. But it is a widely known thing, at least for Thorndil, who this is literally what you study, that the first layer of the Nine Hells, Avernus, is directly connected and touching the first layer of the Abyss. That is where the battle takes place, the perpetual battle between demons and devils on Avernus, on that battlefield. But Adendu is correct. That is not technically the closest when you're thinking in more dimensions. It is just one point is touching. It's the tips are touching. That's
Right.
it. But both of them are cones that expand outwards. There are other places that are technically closer.
Because if you're trying to get to the 500, going from the front is going to take you a long time. You'd want to find a point that's closer to the 500.
Right,
And
and,
if-
what I'm suggesting is that with this singularity, you have basically the option of making a shortcut.
Right. And my thought is go on a plane that's more closely aligned, and that if there's spillover, they can deal with it.
I would like to remind you both that the Abyss spilling over to any realm is a catastrophe of cosmic proportions.
Right.
By the way,
Hey.
just a reminder, and I put in the chat, Lily is entirely gone from this conversation.
Correct.
Yeah.
As
But that's
long
not
as you
our
don't
fault.
start blabbing about it
Yeah.
and not get killed again.
And
Hey, you guys are safe talking where you're at.
honestly, if we did in the Feywild, I'd much rather have the Feywild fighting the Abyss than fucking around in the mortal realm.
Are you kidding? The Feywild will probably join the party.
They,
Depends on what realm we're in.
They might be
Theater's
more-
turn.
Fae might be more easily corrupted by the Abyss. Which is why devils are good at their job.
Oh, we can always just use Trent's pocket plane.
What's that?
It's a. You know the spell demiplane?
Yes.
It's effectively that. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Oh,
Because then you could just collapse the demi-plane after you're done and just close off any chance of it leaking through.
There was an old joke I once heard, which was, if you want a grand distraction, you get a fey king and a devil in one room together.
You know what? I would pay to see that.
I just imagine like Roger Rabbit squaring up with Lucifer, like,
and winning.
yeah.
It's like, this isn't fair. It's like Looney Tunes logic.
Looney Tunes, bitch.
Right. So, going back to what we're here in Uncorel for,
Right.
since we don't know what one we're going to get, what's the plans for each one? If we say we end up getting Lalacruza versus Kondrax, or Kondrax versus Lalacruza, who should be the ones to lead on both of those? Because I imagine it'd be different people, since Kondrax doesn't like mages, but it likes religion, while Lalacruza is cannibals and a jungle world.
If we're Lalacruza, locate object and the boat should be able to will most likely be our easiest out.
What if neither of these realms have a day and night? What if it's some kind of like twilight situation or dawn situation? Similar to how the Feywild's time is all fucked up depending on what season you're in.
Well, you're the archaeologists. You are the best point in finding ancient, buried treasures, after all.
Yes.
That, and if we go to the one that worships religion, then you would be the front one, once again, being religion.
It was either going to be me or me and you, or just you, since I'm going to be completely honest, the fact that you are an actual, I guess, celestial would probably make you even more of an authority figure in the religion realm.
Not if they don't worship that religion. Kind of like how I do not care for the other death gods. They do as they wish. But I have my own. Hermes.
Yes.
Praise be his name.
Praise be.
Praise be to Hermes.
Right. Well, before we make a decision on that, might I suggest we cut to sort of the point of it? What would we rather go up against if we need to fight for it? Savage cannibals or these religious zealots who hate magic?
I vote for the cannibals personally. I feel like it's easier to find a tree in a forest than a hunk of wood in a city.
Right.
A 90% jungle world, we need to find one tree.
We have magic for that.
But you only need to find the original tree, so that would be easier if you can speak to plants.
Right.
Do we have that spell?
But we have Fenador who can make that spell.
Well, I would need time. And I'd rather not make one that's already made. If we could get a scroll of it, then that would be sufficient.
I mean, there's also Commune. That might work.
Well, I know Blight. That's good against trees if we were to remove all the trees that aren't the one we're looking for.
In a jungle.
Right. Well, I mean, the one we're looking for probably stands out a bit, right? It has to be.
You know what? That's a good question. Can
Judging by the growth rate of trees, it'll probably be the size of a mountain.
Well, it also depends on if a pinnacle tree does look at all different from a normal tree. We don't know. Which I will likely use Commune to ask Mama Vusi if she knows. Or even attempt to reach out to the Wild Mother through a commune with her. As while she is not my goddess, my hope that she would still be willing to answer to help save this realm.
Right.
As I don't want to destroy any of the pinnacle trees. I'd much rather just get enough that we need and leave the rest of it to thrive.
Remember,
hope-
we don't need the whole thing. We just need a bit of root.
Right. I just hope it isn't the case of if you take a little bit of the root, the whole thing dies as it's no longer whole.
Now, trees are quite resilient things.
Normal trees, yes. Origin trees, I have no idea.
Well,
For all we
they
know,
should be even
taking
more.
should be.
Which is actually a bit weird, considering this is supposed to be the last one.
One of the last ones.
Well, yeah, yes.
One of the ones that Silverin knew might have it.
Yes.
So, of information of realms that he knows of, and then they may. So it's a skew of a skew of a skew of information here.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of a meta pigeon moment when I say this, but I don't think Joey would make us go through an entire world or plane searching for this thing and then pull the rug like, oh, it was never here all along.
Oh darn.
Well, now
No.
it's obvious.
Now it's on the table.
He did mention that most worlds did have their original trees, their world trees, destroyed. Those are the only ones that he is pretty certain. Yeah, it still exists.
Which was Lala Cruza, Kondrax, and Volition.
Can't get through Volition because we have to walk there.
Oh, how exhausting. Walking.
And walking there would take decades, if not
Yeah,
centuries.
no,
if
you're
I
right.
remember that.
Well, I mean, decades. That's, you know. The
It's
hardest.
a very linear plane.
It's just
It's
one
2D.
strip of dirt. Just
It's a tightrope you have to balance the entire time. Oh,
Nope.
you failed your next check. Bye.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Anyways.
Well, in any case, it might be fun to blow up some cannibals, right? I mean, even if we don't find the tree.
You know, the real question is, no, wait, I don't think that would work. I don't think if we're on that plane, we then abide by that plane's rules, do we?
I mean,
Well,
are you a
of course you
paladin?
do. Well, you do. That's exactly why I'm working on this orb, so that you don't have to when you
So
go
does that-
traveling through planes.
So does that mean if we're on the cannibal plane, if we eat the people we kill, we get stronger? Because that's how they do it there.
Oh no, her UNT is showing.
Well, is that their belief or is it actual reality? That's the question.
Either way, they'll be dead within 5 years. Cannibalism is horrible for contracting diseases.
Well, not if you're on a plane where it's more, well, compatible. Sustainable, that's the word I'm looking for.
So the reason why that's a disease is because your body cannot eat yourself. Unless you're a dragonborn, maybe? Or
Well,
lizard
thankfully,
folk?
I
Lizard
consume
folk.
highly poisonous things on a daily, so most diseases do die.
Right.
Traditional diseases do not like my system.
Also, it's, as I said, if you're on a plane where you can sustain yourself with cannibalism, then it's not really worth worrying about. All right. So, cannibals? Anyone? Where are we going?
I'll say cannibals as much as I want to see Kondrax. Lava Cruiser is probably going to be better.
And
Just
rules
because-
it is then.
Alrighty. Let us pan over to Lily, who is walking with Pratep, who has come to the realization that you're probably the one that has to be watched the closest.
Really? Because I like
You
Lily
look
said-
very angry, and angry, powerful people are more dangerous than...
Well, she did let him know that she was going back to the Cobalt Soul where he couldn't enter anyways.
Yeah, he still wants to talk with you. Damn.
Okay, sorry.
Fuck. Jeez.
Sorry.
So you're going back to the location where they just kicked you out and banned you.
Yes. Yes, I am.
May I ask why it is so important that you get in there?
Because maybe not for sure, but could be things in there that could help. Like one of the things I wanted to research was how to extract the materials that I need to get for this, prevent this calamitous event that we've already discussed a little bit. And well, of course, it's hard to do that when one member of of the group I come in is confrontational and intentionally causing trouble, and the other, well, I'm starting to see that they are very much interested in their own personal projects rather than simply just helping me out with mine, or at least fixing mine.
I can see how that can be difficult.
Well,
This location, they aren't exactly known for being flexible or changing their minds. May I suggest a different course of action?
What would you suggest?
Well, we break in there and take what you need.
I mean, it's not that I didn't consider it. I just don't wish to make them enemies, and especially since I believe that would go against your whole organization's shtick.
Oh, you're correct. Pratep would not be capable of doing that. You see their body flickers up and down, and they appear to be just some random gypsy woman. But I would be capable of doing whatever I want without representing the Hand of Ord.
Oh man.
It's both encouraging to know that you can do that, but also ominous and in oh man, you could be anyone. That's sort of terrifying.
Well, they show you the stump. There are certain drawbacks.
Fair enough.
But if you are not welcome in there socially speaking, and you need this information since you seem a little worried about it, I'm just suggesting that perhaps it would be reasonable to try an alternative method.
I mean, I do want to try one thing before maybe resorting to an alternative method, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I'm just suggesting. And my assistance in whatever you are trying to achieve would be the favor that I was sent out to try to find for Jaman Sa'od towards all of you.
Sorry, can you say that one more time, Joey? I didn't quite understand what they meant by that.
He's revealing that he is following you all around town because Jaman Sa'od is looking to repay the debt and favor of...
Oh, this is the favor. Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
He'd be willing to assist you and your companions.
It's... So, yeah. Thank you, Pratat. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Quick question. Do you... this is a total me thing, this song. Do you know where I might get a sending scroll?
There are a handful of magical locations within the bazaar. I know of a few of them that regularly get scrolls written by wizards that they purchase from them.
Yeah, just I want to send a message to someone because they listen real well.
Very well. Then shall we go over to one of the bazaars and purchase you one of those?
Yeah, I think that would be a nice way to get my mind off stuff.
These things are of the more expensive variety, so you will have to pay for this, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm aware. Thank you.
I'm getting very low on these coins. So he goes with you over to the bazaar. Roll an investigation roll. He'll help you.
Okay, so I've helped.
17. Yep, you find a scroll of sending. Sending is a 4th level.
Yes.
So that would be 400 gold.
All right, too easy.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm pretty sure that person just scammed me, but at this point I don't even care.
So, you have the scroll. Who you sending?
Well, first to ask for Pratap just a little bit of privacy, just
Yeah.
because of it.
He'll step away a good like 40
on it.
feet.
But no, she's sending it to her boyfriend
Mm,
in Zarzith,
yes.
and I didn't really think of 25 words all of a sudden with this because it's a little bit less out of pocket, but it's essentially it's me. I'm in Marquette. It's very nice. I'm scared about some stuff. Can you encourage me, please?
Then he will reply, "There is not a more well-shaped and shiny of ass in all of Exandria. Not to mention, I'm sure whatever's bothering you, people just don't understand your genius. And you'll prove them wrong."
Thank you. I needed that.
More
Sorry, is it-
well-shapen or shiny ass. You did design your own ass, so that is a big
Yeah, no,
compliment, you know? Like, that's...
yeah, she might not be all that great with the artistry of some stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, she spent a lot of time working on it.
Yep. That is your ass.
Jeez.
You overheard him one night going, "I'm kind of an ass man," and you just fixated.
Yes, I got this.
Alrighty. So, after you do your sending, Pratap will come over to you. So, shall we attempt to persuade your family and allies to help break into the Cobalt Soul? It is going to be quite difficult to pull off without killing people. Unless killing
Well,
people is on the table for you.
I mean, I would really prefer not to.
Then we may need help.
As a reminder, that is, I did want to try an alternative, and I needed that pick me up. It cost me 400 gold pieces, but God damn it, it worked.
He's right.
Yeah.
Tiny metal ass. Yup, that's where I got it from.
Yeah, and
Yeah, has to be donkey.
Yeah.
and this one actually, Joey, Lily will cast. Let's see, is it? I'm trying to remember if it's divination or commune ritually, because she can do that.
Well, look at it. If it has the ritual tag, then I'll look at commune.
I think I'll try divination first because that's just 10 minutes ritual cast.
Commune is an actual ritual. Yeah.
Yeah, and commune is also a ritual. That's why she knows it.
Okay.
Together at least. I'll use up 25 gold pieces. Lily would have bought that while we were at the bazaar.
Mm-hmm. So, what god or god servant are you reaching out towards?
She's reaching out to the knowing mistress because Lily wants to ask Hi, what can I say or do to get the information I need to fix this mistake? Just the knowing mistress probably knows what's going on with this. Lily,
Oh, she knows.
yeah. And Lily wants to try to access the Cobalt Soul without, breaking in and possibly killing people.
So you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome. So the reply you receive is: it is important to remember, though you may be my knight, attacking those that target me, not all of my followers can survive what you can, and discretion is needed for them to live. A heartfelt apology, discerning your mistake, shall be the first step that brings you closer to your goal. And admitting that you require this information to help bring me more power and my marker shall grant you an audience that may help.
Not gonna lie, when after you said mistake, I thought you were gonna eventually rhyme it, and that is the action that you must take.
What? She
You know,
doesn't
'cause it rhymes.
rhyme. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
she can if she wouldn't be fun about
She's
it.
efficient, man.
That's fair. That's fair. All
You're
right.
talking to Google. Oh, Wyatt's not here anymore. He's the only one that remembers Google.
Lily will go back to Protep. Approach Protep this time. I think I know what I need to do. Let's start heading that way. And the alternative shouldn't be needed if I do this right. And I really hope I can do this right.
Very well. Let us attempt. And as a backup, he pulls out a very sharp dagger, flicks it, and then tucks it away again.
I mean, yeah, but I really don't want to kill anyone that doesn't deserve it.
Only a little killing if it's needed, right?
If they don't deserve it, no. If they do, oh yeah, go for it. But
very good. The moral compass of the people here compared to you. It's going to be interesting. Anyways, so you walk up the stairs and open the door where immediately the librarian and 3 other monks step into your way to block you from entering.
Oh, one quick thing before entering, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Can Lily don her Lyceum attire, like maybe not like full on attire, but enough that she's recognizable as a member of the Lyceum?
You remember what I told Miriam, right?
No.
Yeah, they don't get along.
Never mind then.
Yes. They view the Lyceum as stepping on their toes for the goals that they are pursuing, because the Lyceum also harbors information.
Okay, never mind then. Cool. Yeah. They step in between the.
Yeah, they step up.
Excuse me. Is there someone I may talk to?
You may speak to me, and you are welcome to turn around and leave.
Well, first of all, ma'am, I would like to give you my deepest apologies for the behavior from before on both myself and the companions that I had traveled with.
What are you even apologizing for?
Well, one was confrontational, and while I am adamant in what I believe, I know that I need to learn as well better that discretion is safety for not for others and not just myself. What I said is true that I am of that of those beliefs, and one of the reasons I choose to do this is because to act that way is because I wish to let me give me a sec, Joe. Let me double check that the actual words on that tenet, because Lily would have like fixated on this one particular.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish to unmask those who would destroy you know who. And that being said, one of the reasons I had come here is I had hoped to gain knowledge in preventing a calamitous mistake that I had made. I do not know if I will find that knowledge here for certain, but I wish to at least give it the attempt on finding something to assist in it.
Roll me a persuasion roll. With advantage, since you were calling upon the tenets of your collective god.
Double fuck. I'm still not good at persuasion, and I don't have any more flashes today.
The ruling that you and your companions are banned has already been processed through this chapter. You may come back in the evening when our High Curator is here and attempt to justify your unbanning to them. This is the way we do things here.
I understand. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to alleviate the wrong that my companions and I committed.
They nod.
And I will see you again he said this evening, right?
This evening, yes.
You have a good rest of your day.
You as well. And you skedaddle. Everybody.
Well, I guess we should. I don't want you to get in trouble for not keeping an eye on everyone. We should probably head back to the River District, Pratep.
Very well.
Based off the conversation they were having, though, they probably were still on this tangent that they were going on, and probably even more from there.
I imagine you guys are like drawing in the dirt all your different arcane theories that the three ridiculous arcanists know about.
Oh no, the lovely lawn.
But you all realize that Lily and Pratep has been gone for maybe a little bit more than an hour before they seem to be wandering back towards you all. While wandering, Lily, you see this hand, this spider, kind of like slink out from like a window, and then it transforms into a hand and just reattaches itself to him.
Was that someone's home?
Somebody's, yes.
I imagine there's a scream right before that really brought her attention to it, and then sees the spider come out.
No. My hand never gets caught. Anyways.
Those giant Australian spiders, it's like over a meter in diameter.
No, that land is a myth. If it were to exist,
those. I was better off when I didn't know they existed.
So anyways.
Oh, puppy.
Oh, what were you saying? Go ahead, puppy.
I was going to say, learn until you learn about the new spiders that have wings in Australia.
That was photoshopped and disproven.
No.
My
it
nightmares
actually
say
does
otherwise.
exist. And I'm not talking about like the old meme from 2001, like they been recently discovered. The tiny dough, kind of like Daddy Long Legs.
There's no reason
Anyways.
for them to have grown wings.
Evolution
Sure,
is
this is
a
Australia.
bitch.
Australia is reason enough.
So, you guys see Pratap and Lily walking back towards you, and Pratap seems to have gotten his hand back. If you can be so kind, ask them to step out so I may inform all of you at the same time of Jaman Saod's explanation.
Ah, yes. Lily will kind of like, I can just walk in, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
walk in there. Hey, you fuckers, get
And
off
so,
what
according
your
to
asses.
these calculations, if you see them,
Hey, hey,
what
hey,
That thesis
man,
was
come on.
disproven 50 years ago.
nothing, so
Go
I
ahead.
don't think it was
wrong.
reproven
Simply
2 years
wrong.
ago.
Go ahead, Lily.
And so I was looking for a spell that might be able to do this well.
Anything
Yeah,
that
you
makes
know
a
what?
loud ass noise.
Well,
Thunder
well,
wave.
yeah, yeah, actually. But like,
Shatter.
she knows they can take it, so they'll take 6 or half of that damage if they miss save, and also be thrown. How long are they thrown? 10 feet.
Yeah. There's a loud explosion that occurs that, regardless, is inconsequential to any of you. Just annoying more than anything. If you want to make the save, go ahead, but 6 or 3 HP, okay.
Look, I was startled. We were attacked. I immediately cast Banishment on whoever cast it.
Oh, Jesus. Pratap rolls his eyes, knocking again. We haven't put in information.
Miriam sees it's Lily and says, "Counterspell." And then Adendu's like, "No, not again. Counterspell." I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's not as important as this equation right here. Because as you see,
One of the reasons for that Thunder Wave 2 was to mess up their illustrations on the ground, their equations.
I cast contingency on the illustration.
Oh, jeez.
In case of erasure.
Thunder and Dendu will step out of the bubble.
I'll step out too.
And asks Lily, "Why do you always hurt me?"
I should be the one asking that.
As should I.
So Jaman has gotten back to me, my hand, and it would appear that the purpose of my escorting you throughout the city is to try to discern when there is a reasonable time for me to offer all of you a favor in order to repay you for assisting in your endeavors with Jaman Saod previously. And if you would like to call upon that favor to access their library, they do not know if they have information about transportal transpiring. Maybe.
Close enough.
Thank you. But you're welcome to call in the favor to investigate. That is my information. He gestures at you, Lily.
And yes, I managed to go smooth some things over with the Cobalt Soul, and so we have the opportunity to speak with the head curator this evening to tell them, explain the situation, and possibly get some research done. As long as, you know, some of us don't say things that would be construed as controversial or maybe so I'm trying to think of like, what's the word, like if you're out for conflict? Confrontational. Dang it, thank you. Confrontational looks to both Thurandil and Adendu.
I never said anything confrontational about them.
Wasn't it you who brought up the forbidden word? Then struck blame onto me?
That's actually a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's you who's been doing this fucking up and blaming other people. Like, right now. So, it's great that you somehow squished out that confrontational, but you can go by yourself.
You know what? I will. In fact, thank you very much, Adendu. That does help confirm the stuff, and in fact, to Miriam, Tolsha, Thorndal, thank you so much for helping me out with everything so far. But after we do Marquette and stuff, I will. This is my experiment that gone wrong. My responsibility. I'll take care of it on my own. So, but yeah.
There's
I'll go
no
find
point
an
in
inn
that.
for us to stay the night at. Thank you.
She always like this, Miriam.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So
All I know is she abuses me.
on this cheery note, we'll call the session here this week, and we'll see how we move forward after this when we come back. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.